What up? It's your boy Freelancer DJP here with another one, and today we're gonna be learning my tricks of Sketchbook Pro. And here's a little sketch I did, I think last night. So, first of all, let's go ahead and do our first trick, which is this. This little bar right here is our mode bar, or what I like to call our mode bar, because it tells you which mode you're going to be using. Now we have normal, darken, multiply, color burn, linear burn, lighting, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, glow, soft glow, overlay, soft light, hard light, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Okay, let's start with the ones that most artists use before I go into anything. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one. Okay, so normal, as you can see, is like normal. You've done nothing to the drawing. Right now it's just a regular sketch. Now let's take it to something that you see most often that I do. Multiply. When it's in multiply, that means that I can basically draw over it. Let's see, let me go get a brush right here and let's add another layer. And add another layer, all you have to do is just press this little plus up here, drag it down, and now we're painting on top of the layer without messing up your lines, right? Okay. So, if you press this button right here, it looks like almost an eraser, almost like a, I forgot what the eraser's called, but it looks like it's like an all white eraser, but you can get it at an art store for very cheap. Okay, anyway, this button right here is to add an image, which we're not going to be adding images. Alright. Just to show you. Alright, so I had to go back for a little pause break. Well, like I was saying, this is basically how you add another image, and that's just another drawing I did. Yeah, looks pretty, guys. Anyway, if you want to delete that, you just hold onto this little spiral in the middle, and you just drag it to delete layer. Right? And we're gonna bring this out of multiply. Now, funny trick. If we take this and turn it back to normal and lock our transparency, and we get an airbrush, and let's use our Copic library. I like using the Copic library. It's very colorful. So let's get like a aqua blue. That would be like a non-photo blue, and increase the size. And oops, I think I did it wrong. Let's see. Still do it wrong. Let's see. Yep, but well, I'm doing the trick wrong. But anyway, let's go on to something else. Like if we use screen, what screen does is it bring all the lights. It brings up all the white in in a drawing or a painting. So if I did like a black and white drawing, then it would only show the white. And color dodge is basically the same. And then you have glow. Oh, let me show you something. Put this back on multiply and this layer. And let's go to glow. Alright, so say I have this blue, right? And I want the transparency on this. Glow is basically, and I'll show you a better one of glow. Open recent. No. But glow is basically what it says. Like perfect example of my intro to the video, where there's like myself as Green Lantern. His chest uses glow. The ring uses glow. And glow just brings out the best in things. Now, overlay. Let's say I did like this whole painting in like all gray. Took a box and let's go to our Copic library, about T4. Boom. Alright, so what overlay does is it allows me to go over that. About it. Overlay allows me to paint over that painting I did, basically. Alright, and we're gonna undo all of that because we want our painting done. Alright, there we go. Okay, now soft light is basically the same. Hard light is basically the same. Then you have your hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Alright, so let's go ahead and delete this layer. Now, this is where you have your groups. And I usually just grab a group. And if you want to add layers to a group, like say I wanted to add this to the group, drag it down and wait till the group box lights up. Click and drag, and then you're gonna see it look like that. And do this just to make sure. If you want to drag it out the group, put it above the group box. And of course you got that to rename the group, ungroup layers, lock the group, hide the group, duplicate the group, add layers in the group. Like I said, you can just come up here and boom, hit the layer. So let's talk about these bars up here. So basically these are your selection boxes. Like select, you got the rectangle select, you've got the oval select, you got the lasso, You got the polygonal six select. Then you have the magic wand, which is popular when you see in Photoshop. Then you have replace, you have add, you have remove, you had invert, which is also popular in Photoshop. Then you have deselect. And of course you have cropping, you have the moving tool, you have the distort tool. Now basically all distort does is just distort the image, basically, you know. But just hit exit that out. Then you have add, like adding text. Like, let's see. Let's add the text. I love art. Oops. Art. Alright. Hit that, and then we can make it bigger. Move it around. You know, but now you got the flood fill, which I showed you when I was doing the overlay. You also have the ruler tool, which is essentially used for drawing a straight line. Also a good perspective ruler. You have the ellipse ruler, also good for drawing circles. You have the French curve ruler, good for drawing those curves. Then you have your perspective ruler, which is very nice. Show that real quick. Oops, I want to keep it. Yeah, so a lot of people may not have the perspective ruler. And it's very difficult to use it with a mouse. So. Okay. You got the perspective ruler. And it's like the circumference ruler. Boom. Alright. So you have 2-point mode, then you have 1-point mode. Basically. And the perspective ruler really does come in handy when you're trying to like draw a quick background. Then you have the symmetry layer. Like essentially if I did like boom. Basically copies what I do on this side. And I see a lot of artists use the symmetry mode to draw like all eyes and stuff. Alright, then you have the steady stroke, which basically that does is keeps your stroke steady. Like if you're not confident with your lines or anything, you can just use steady stroke. Then you go to draw style. Like if you like draw with a rectangle, boom, rectangle. Draw with circles, boom, a circle. Draw with a polygonal line, enter, boom. But we're gonna get out of this and turn the steady stroke off. Now you have the layers button. If you want to add layer, no, not add layers. If you want your layers box to come up, you hit this, hit that, all that. And of course, there's like this little X right here. You can X that off. But let's not X it off. Then you have your brush palette. All of these brushes, like this, see my comic pencil. Yep. Airbrush. This is a brush I made for skin. I think I call it. Yep. It's a custom brush I made for almost like a chalk-like brush, but I use it on skin. Then you got this brush I call blend brush. Made this a while back. I use it to blend in colors, and this brush is one of your default brushes. I usually use it for when I'm doing eyebrows or facial hair or something like that. Let's see. Now you have your smudge brush. I sometimes use it. Of course, you gotta have your hard eraser and your soft eraser, and more smudge brushes. A hard blend brush I created. Nice and texturized. Now you have a soft brush blend that I created. Nice. And you have the Copic markers, but I rarely use them. It's just not my... I've just never been a Copic marker type of person, you know, like that. And it goes with pressure sensitivity and stuff like that. But then you have the synthetic brown brush, which I don't use. Like, I don't use this. So basically I use from this brush all the way up to these brushes. Like, let me show you my brush library. Like, you got your basic brushes, my comic pencil, and this is a what do you call that? It's basically a brush set that I downloaded from this guy named Naeem, and you can get this I'm not believing from sketchbookpro.com and download different brushes, or you can make them. And I'll have a video showing you how I make my brushes. Then you have the Bentley's texture brushes, which I also downloaded from autodesksketchbook.com. Let's see, you have more Bentley's brushes, and these are my brushes that I created, called skin brushes. Everyone, and I encourage every artist to make his own skin brushes, because every artist does not do skin the same, you know. You have more Bentley brushes, Bentley design, Bentley stamps. Then you have the Copic markers, the synthetic paint, the traditionals, which I used to use before I discovered of making my own. You have the texture, the shape, the splatter, the smudge. Yeah, let's go back to the brushes I use. Alright, so let's get this off. And Of course, you know that holding Alt is your color picker. So like, go to my Copics. Let's see. Boom, I have a palette. Hold Alt, color picker. You know. And by all means, create new colors, you know. Scroll in here. Shape. Oh, I almost forgot. I was about to end the video without telling you about what this does. Okay, so if you push this, this changes the side. Left and right changes the side. And this controls your pencil's pen pressure and size. The opacity, let's turn it up to about 60. And this would control your saturation, your luminance, you know. So anyway, let's see what we can do. Alt. Just turn the size down. Turn the opacity up. And S is to switch brushes. Alt. Switch back to R brush. Now, let's go ahead and clear this. And I believe that should end it. And there, oh yeah, this basic thing. Change our background. See how that works. And I usually go with like something. Almost to that when I do my gray textures and everything. So I just like the way it looks. Like you see, it looks like really great when I do it like that with the background. But anyway, that was another video. Freelancer DJP here, and bye.